All right, thanks for coming out, guys. What a crazy year. I had a COVID scare a couple months ago. I was drinking a soda and I couldn't taste anything, and then I realized it was just a LaCroix. All right, jokes will get better. It's just the first one. My job's been illegal for a year, so I'm a little rusty. Just been sitting around collecting unemployment. Pretty humbling when the government is like, hey, we'll pay you to not tell jokes. I'm like, oh, I thought it was going okay, you know? I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty nice. When that $600 bonus was active, I was making almost 80% of my normal salary as a comedian. But now I didn't have to pay for plane tickets or hotels or sex. I was saving so much money. I hate that that joke is so believable, but hey, vaccine's here, so we're back to work. I got vaccinated. Who's vaccinated? Round of applause. That's good. Yeah, I got the vaccine, although it's Johnson & Johnson, so, oh boy. Thanks for coming to my last show. I gotta give credit to Biden, you know, I think he's doing a great job getting the vaccine out quickly to everyone. I mean, obviously it helps to have a son who knows where to get drugs, but, that joke would have worked for either president. Calm down. Just covering the bases. Personally, I'm pretty liberal, but as a comedian, I think it's only fair to make fun of both sides a little bit. Some people don't like that. There's a video on my YouTube of me almost getting booed off stage by Trump supporters, if you want proof. But one time I was doing a show, a woman chased me down in the parking lot, and she goes, "You made fun of both Trump and Biden, but I couldn't tell. Which side are you on?" I was like, "Well, my only allegiance is to the truth." And she goes, "But that's Trump." And I was like, "The opposite side of you." Yeah. Man, I went through a breakup recently, but don't worry, I'm gonna get her back with these jokes. It was a real surprise breakup. I didn't see it coming at all. I was always trying to keep things spicy in the bedroom, so we always played a game that was her favorite. It's called Sexy Librarian, which is where I'm not allowed to talk and she reads a book instead. I never got to be librarian. Let's switch it up once in a while. We had a lot of communication issues. I realized she was always trying to hint things to me during the relationship, but I'm an idiot, you know? One morning she was like, "I had a dream last night that you started working out, you got super ripped. It was so sexy." I'm like, "Oh, I had a dream that you accepted me for who I was, you know, but that's not..." I won the battle, but I lost the girl, you know, so that's weird. It's interesting to be single right now, you know, especially with a lot of the social change we've had over the last couple of years. It's really made me reevaluate some of my relationships with women. I was reading a Playboy for the articles, and there was an article that said modern consent is where someone is as enthusiastic about having sex with you as you are with them. I was like, I don't think I've ever had consensual sex. Like, I'm so glad you guys laugh at that. I have no, every time I'm like, hope this one works. You know, I'm not saying no one wants to fuck me. You know, it's just, I'm doing most of the convincing. You know what I mean? Well, if I'm being honest, alcohol helps a ton. But this article made it sound like sex is supposed to be like launching a nuclear missile, where I'm like, you have a key and I have a key, and we both turn it at the same time and then phone the president just to confirm. Sounds amazing. I don't know, just not happening often. I wish it would. I think the solution, women need to make the first move more often, you know? Take the guesswork out of it. Let a guy know you're interested, right? Because the first kiss can be such a pivotal moment on a date, right? If that goes wrong, you're like, well, we still got 3 hours on this whale watching trip, so, you know, might as well pretend to like me. I just don't have first kiss confidence. Like, some guys just know. They're like, the moon is reflecting on the pond as the swan floats by. It's so romantic. I'll never have that. I could be in the middle of making out with a girl and be like, are you sure about this? Look, if my friends pull you up to this, you can leave. That's totally fine. No, I'll make sure you get paid still. Don't worry about it. I don't know, but sometimes consent is too enthusiastic, and that scares me off also. It's this weird Goldilocks zone, which is an awkward name for a joke about consent, because I don't think she had permission to go in that house, but I was texting a girl one time, and I invited her over, and she goes, as long as you're not gonna murder me. I was like, I'm not gonna murder you, but I'll choke you if you ask. And she goes, shouldn't even have to ask. I was like, I think you should have to ask. Like, that's important. I can't just choke you and hope you like it. That is against the rules, for sure. I appreciate the enthusiasm. It's just a lot of red flags at once, you know? Not enough, you know, we still fucked, but the whole time I was like, hey, 16 or 17 more red flags, I am out of here. You better watch your stuff.
I'm trying to get healthier this year. I bought a pull-up bar because I was going to get prison ripped during lockdown. It works, thank you. And I mostly just use it to hang laundry, if I'm being honest. Although the other day I was walking by and my belt was hanging from the pull-up bar. There was no one even around, but I was like, not today. You know, that's just how I got through, you know? Just the power of positive thing. All right, I feel like I scared 80% of the audience. It's just a joke, I promise. You're not gonna see me on the news tomorrow. They wouldn't cover it anyway, but Jesus Christ. No, man, that's just how you have. Look, it's a crazy year, you know? I don't know about you guys, I try to just keep a routine. That way I didn't go crazy, you know? Like just treat every day like it's a normal day. Like I'd set an alarm before bed even, and then the first thing in the morning I wake up, I take the gun out of my mouth, I brush my teeth, I just try to... The second suicide joke in a row always gets them. That's the key to comedy. I live in Seattle, so I just went hiking all summer. What better for your depression than to be alone in the woods for several hours? Just like, oh, there's a steep cliff. Just checking. All right. That's the third one. Yeah. Hey, he's keeping track. If they let me go longer, you'd be eating your toes, but it was a tough year. I was worried about bears at first, hiking, because I'm a pussy. But I tried to do some research, but it's very confusing, because it says if it's a brown bear, do one thing, but if it's a black bear, do the complete opposite. I'm like, well, that's fine, but how do I explain to the bear that I don't see color? You know what I mean? I'm one of the good ones, you know? So I went back online and I did more research. Turns out there's a limerick for bears. You can remember, if you're ever in the woods and you see a bear, there's a nursery rhyme that goes, if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. I was like, no, I think they got that from LAPD, actually. If it's a polar bear, you say, all lives matter, and then you're fine. You hand it a Coca-Cola, and
I tried to date a couple girls this year. Almost every girl I dated ended up dumping me to get back with an ex-boyfriend, which is a disturbing trend. It feels like girls date me for 3 weeks and then they're like, maybe I can do better. Alright, I'll be here working on myself, you know? I was flirting with this nurse gal for a couple months. That was pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie, I've always had a fetish for that kind of thing, you know? Employed women. Oh my god, Oh, you got job security and a steady paycheck? That sounds hot. Things didn't really work out. You know, the pandemic was getting in the way of our sexy nurse roleplay we used to do, because at first it was low cleavage and red lipstick, and then it was like, nice N95, baby, that's so hot. Oh, your PPE is a garbage bag. Ooh, you're steaming out my face shield, you know? Looking like Andy Reid on game day. I figured during the lockdown, you know, back in March, that's a perfect opportunity to reach out to some friends I hadn't talked to in a while, so I called this girl from high school who was like, not even if we're the last people on Earth. Like, hey, did you read the news? It's almost time, call me, you know? Her exact response was, call me when cars are abandoned on the interstate. I was like, oh, so you're saying there's a chance? And then protests started blocking traffic. I was like, hey, remember me? All right. Put me in the game, call
ask if we're vaccinated anymore or if we're just liars. That's good. I wear the mask all the time. I'm a good person, but sometimes I forget just because I don't leave the house anymore. And the other day, I forgot my mask. I walked into a Whole Foods. Holy shit. Yeah, that was a near-death experience. I'm just minding my own business. People are following me around the store and filming me. There's a Karen in the corner going, call the police, he's gonna murder everybody. I was like, shit, I think I accidentally discovered what it's like to be black in Target, you know? Alright. Hard joke to pull off in a town without black people, but let's move to a less explosive topic. Confederate statues, okay? So, listen, I see both sides of the issue, if I'm being honest. On one hand, the Confederacy lasted like 4 years. That's not really heritage. That's more like a phase you went through in high school. On the other hand, I had a girlfriend for 3 months that I still write jokes about 3 years later. So I get it. It's hard to get over stuff, you know? She keeps texting me going, give me back my underwear. I'm like, no, those are monuments to history, okay? If we take them down, we will forget. Alright, things are starting to open back up, but that's good. Schools are opening, that seems a little soon for me, personally. I feel like kids are giant balls of disease in the first place. It's no wonder COVID doesn't affect them. You know, coronavirus enters a kid's body, all the other diseases are like, seats taken. You know? Kids are basically giant bats. They hang upside down, they poop on everything. They use high-pitched screeches to move around. But I think schools are very prepared for coronavirus. If a kid gets sick and dies, they already have plenty of chalk to outline the body. They use whiteboards, it's a joke. Calm down. I'm a big sports fan. I love the NBA playoffs last year when they're in the bubble. That was so exciting. Although, I didn't like that the players had social justice slogans on their jersey instead of their name. And I have no problem with politics and sports. I just don't know the names of the players anymore. I'm yelling at the TV like, fuck you, Black Lives Matter, yeah! You an educational fork and suck my dick! You know, so... Long story short, I'm now allowed Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm in the corner, Minneapolis is on fire! They're like, please leave, we've asked you several times. You guys are great. Where are we at here? I got a little shirt for sale after the show, so the government doesn't know I'm making money. And it's a little emotional support t-shirt, right? It's a joke about fake service dogs, because I have a friend that has a service dog, but it's a Chihuahua. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that counts. She's like, no, it helps with my anxiety. I'm like, the dog shakes more than you do. So I think your service dog needs its own service dog. So it's an emotional support t-shirt, because if you're feeling sad and you don't have your service dog or your vape pen, you know, just pet this guy, and it lines up your nipples. You're like, I feel so much better already. Oh my anxieties. I need emotional support underwear. Yeah, hey, Yummy underwear is emotional support underwear if you pet it long enough, but with consent, what did we learn? All right. He's got a bowl full of pills, and the name tag says Xanax, so check that out. I apologize, I'm out of large and XL because we just spent 5 days in Wisconsin. And that's other people, but if you trust me enough, I'll take your money and send it to you later. That's on you. But if you buy a shirt, I have these beer koozies that I'll give you for free, or I'll just sell it separately if you're an alcoholic. It's got all my social media information on there. Just Andrew J. Rivers on whatever app, Instagram, YouTube, OnlyFans, whatever you're into. And there's, oh, okay, sir. There's a joke on the other side, because I saw a bumper bumper sticker one time say, "Cars are like wives, if it ain't yours, don't touch." And I was like, what a dumb sticker, so I just made these that say, "Cars are like wives, I accidentally banged yours."